All right, Shalom.
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 All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh,
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 Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Rukah Kadash.
Rakakadash.
Rakathadah.
We'd like to say double honors and respect to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, who rule well and taught us His truth. We'd also like to say much love, peace, and salutations to the Lord's elect, the whole elect and 1/3, this brother Salah.
Yo, what's up?
Brother Terah.
All right, Shalom. And the opening precept I want to bring out is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12. And it says here, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cuttest down to the ground that didst weaken the nations," right? And the reason why why we're meditating on this, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is like we see the cracks uh, of the devil's kingdom, right? We basically see his fall, right, because his curse has been lifted, right? He's been exposed for for the vile, evil motherfucker that he is, right? But what God is thinking, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right, is thinking back on our previous lesson about these other nations, right? Getting tired of Esau, right? Another reason, like what's Esau gonna do during this third final world war, man, this third woe, man, this third World War III. Well, what's Esau doing right now, man? With Iran, what's he doing? He's cutting off the supply and trade, right? He's making it difficult for these other countries to get resources, right? What's that doing, right? That's weakening them, man, right? How's that weakening them? That's destroying their supply chain, right? So let's go to for what the Hebrew word for weaken is, right? And it's right here.
Strong's H 2522. Khalash.
Kalash, right? If I'm saying that correctly in the Paleo Hebrew, forgive me if I might be saying that wrong. Kalash, if I'm not mistaken, right? To be weak, to be prostate, to be weakened, disabled, prostate, right? And isn't that what Esau, Edom, and this damn devil is doing? With the Strait of Hormuz, right? He's Esau's trying to block off this supply chain to get his way, right? But everyone sees Esau now, for what he is, man. A weak ass coward that's not gonna follow through with his threats anymore. Because why? Everyone else is armed, right? Everyone else got weapons now. So what's Esau? So what's this leading to, man? This is gonna lead to what? Another war of attrition, right? Now we know. No, 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 no. Back in the day, right? That war of attrition during World War I, where they used trench warfare and gas and chemicals and all that. Like Esau said, he basically banned that. But really, what Esau is doing right now, through these like how they have NATO, the B system or whatever. They made all these laws saying that, oh, you can't have a war of attrition anymore like this. Well, Esau's figure out a way to circumnavigate this war by what, man? By what? Having this trade war, cutting off supplies, right? That's how Esau's cutting is starting this next war of attrition. And if you look up what the word attrition means, right?
Attrition.
It says there the action or process of gradually reducing the strength or effectiveness of someone or something through sustained attack or pressure, right? And what's the one thing Esau is doing right now to weaken the other nations at this moment, right? This trade war, right? Or pretty much blocking off the Strait of Hormuz, or making it difficult, right? Using their navy to pass supplies on to each other, right? Basically, what's this doing right now, man? This is crashing the global economy, right? Now you see people in America and across the world, right? They're having they're having issues with like oil, fuel and gas. So that's putting certain countries, and I'm just gonna throw like an example like Philippines, right? They're in a state of emergency right now because gas is low, so prices are very high, right? Right, and you best believe this is gonna affect the rest of the world, and also here in Babylon the Great, right? So if gas is low, right, what are they also not getting? They're not getting the supplies they need to to plant crops. They can't plant their crops because supplies are low. So what's gonna happen? The harvest yields are also gonna be low, right? And also because the harvest yield is gonna be low, man. They're not gonna have gas and they're not gonna have food to basically transport these resources out to the people, right? So what's that doing? That's basically weakening the people. Therefore weakening the country as well. It's hurting their economy. That they're not getting the resources that they need. So what's gonna happen, right? And we know this is planned by Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. The global economy is gonna crash to ultimately what issue in that MOTV, right? And it's gonna get to a point, right, where these other nations they're just gonna get sick and tired of basically of Esau, causing all this bull crap when that MOTV gets presented, right? They're just gonna like we said in the previous video, they're just gonna say, fuck it, we're not dealing with this bullshit anymore. We're just gonna say the hell with fucking America. To hell with Babylon the Great. The hell with the little hats over there in that land. They're all of them, including NATO and the EU, because they're basically breaking NATO treaties. They're just gonna send their nukes and destroy those countries, right?
Yeah, and what's that scripture that goes into the small nation shall overcome the big nation? The one that we just mentioned.
Joel 3:10. That's where we are right now. So let's get that for edification, man. We're gonna keep repeating this again. Joel chapter 3, verse 10, and it says here, "Beat your plowshares in the swords, and your pruning hooks in the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves round about thither, because the mighty ones to come down. O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man." So, and let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. For there I'll sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. So the Lord's getting all these other nations, man, ready to destroy Babylon the Great, man. Because what does it say in the book of Revelation, man? Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroy the earth." And how are they going to do that, man? With them ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Once the MOTB, that Karagma gets rolled out, man.
And I got a quick one in Matthew 24:7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." So these other countries like Iran, they're cutting shit out, man. They're pushing they're pushing America's shit in right now. They're fucking shit up. Pestilences, violence, famines, everywhere, man.
Yeah.
But it's hitting Babylon the Great right now, man.
And that basically ties into what that war of attrition, man. So sooner or later, man, these other nations they're gonna get fed up with that bullshit, and they're just gonna simply press the button, man. And we have an example right here from what one of the brothers posted, man. Man shows off, right, everything he got from one cow, and it's enough to feed a family for a year, man. Look at all that meat right there, man. And one of the Benjamite brother, and this Benjamite brother right here, Benjamin Tribe, 4652. He said, the thing about Esau Edom is that he has a scarcity mindset, which projects to the world. There's a reason why the so-called 1%, and we know these top banking families, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and the rest of these Amalekites, right, hoard 90% of the resources to themselves. When in reality, the most, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai created the earth with everything in abundance. But this devil Esau Edom, man, knows his time is short and his existence will soon be extinct. Don't let that go over your heads. Hold fast, Aki. We almost out of here. Shalom, man. And Esau basically creates this scarcity mindset, which is a part of his blessing, the sword, to try to control that, these other countries. But that's the thing. That's ultimately going to be his downfall, man. When as soon as this fucking devil, right, he says, all right, it's a national emergency. Everyone's got to take the MOTV, mark of the beast. He converts all these car factories into what? And these weapons manufacturing plant, while at the same time, people aren't getting, the supplies they need. They're running out out of men, they're running out of troops. All these countries are running out of resources. What are people going to resort to at the end of the day, man?
Yeah, man. And I actually got a quick one if you were finished with your point.
Yeah. The point is, man, what it all boils down to, once they run out of resources, what's the last option they're gonna press? That damn button.
Yeah. And this is Obadiah 5 and 7 in the GNT. When thieves come at night, they take only what they want. When people gather grapes, they always leave a few, but your enemies have wiped you out completely. This fucking devil, man, he takes everything. He don't leave anybody a crumb. And this is shown time and time again for what he's done to our people, how he just strong on them and just ripped them out of the land, and so on and so forth, man. And people are fed up with his ass, man. This is why, man. He's gonna be because of righteous dealings and riches gotten by deceit. A kingdom is gonna be transferred from one people to another because of all your shit that you've done, Esau.
And he's not gonna go unpunished, right? And brother Sarah, man, we were just talking about, like, Esau says, oh, but we didn't do it, our forefathers did it. Well, guess what, motherfucker, you are your forefathers, man. And let's see what the scripture says about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta suffer, man. It's like we suffering under these curses.
For the iniquity, and if I can spell.
I got one right after you, man.
For the iniquity. Yeah, right here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at verse 21. What does the scripture say? Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. So just like how we're paying for our forefathers, man, you damn devils got to pay for what your forefathers did, for what your forefathers did, man, and what they're doing right now, man. And because why, man? The Yahweh Shem right, he ordained it, man. That continuing on, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the faces of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts, Sabaoth, meaning his armies, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and nephew, saith the Lord. So why did they say the son, and the nephew? These are all men, right? Because the man carries the seed, the nation, right? Right, so basically, the Lord is gonna make a speedy riddance of you Edomites, right? Right after you serve your 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, I will also make it a possession for the bitten in the pools of water. I will sweep it up with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem oath, man. So ultimately, man, the Lord's gonna put the spirit on these other nations to send them nukes, because the constant destruction they're doing, they're fed up, man, and you can imagine how fucking fed up these other nations will be, right when shit hits the fan. All the resources around the earth basically deplete to zero. Even though resources are supposed to be abundant, right? But it's that what this devil is creating that scarcity mindset, or he's basically or Salak, he's artificially creating that scarcity scenario, right? Which the Lord ordained, so that this devil can be ultimately destroyed by what his own blessing, man. Because ultimately, right. This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes chapter 14, verse 5. It says here, "He that is evil unto himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his own goods," man. So the fact that the scarcity thing that he's causing, right? Him weakening the other nations, like he's doing this to the point that he's weakening his own goddamn people, because he thinks, because Amalek thinks he's better than the rest of his kinsmen, man. And that's ultimately to his own fucking destruction, man. And good riddance to these devils.
And I got a quick. This is Habakkuk 2 and 12 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption.
Khan, man. That's a, and Yahweh Bashim Yal Shai, man. Man, he definitely has not forgotten your iniquities, man. And so Esau, man, your time's up, man. Like you're totally exposed. Oh, you you are the scriptures pretty much condemns you, man. And the further you go on with this, the further while you deplete resources and make everyone suffer, what's everyone going to resort to, man? They're gonna have no choice but to resort to them nukes, man. And to preserve what what's left they have, man.
Uh,
And so that's
I got a precept.
go ahead, Ak.
I was going to bring out Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. Like you were saying, they gonna be like, but I didn't do that. I didn't do that. That was my The Most High hates y'all, man. It just he don't like y'all. Jacob have I love, but Esau have I hated. You just, you're not loved. That's just what it is, Esau. You know,
Joe,
that's
how
it.
the
You
Most
like
High
that?
wanted him.
Yeah, you like that kid that never got any love. That's you, Esau.
Yeah, that's exactly right though. You know that one dude that was that's Esau. You're not shit. You're from the cliffs of the rock. You use that hairy, ugly motherfucker.
You really from
No,
the Esau's really from the trenches, man.
I'm saying, yeah, you was just hairy, ugly. No
Smelly.
pigment. Yeah, and then one day, you. That's why I said the Protestant heart had deceived thee, man. You were greatly deceived, Esau. Greatly deceived.
it's crazy, and he thinks he could come out on top. But once he gets out this MOTV, but that's the thing that will ultimately seal his fate, right? Well, once he does that, because then that pretty much backs all the other nations into a corner, and then we'll force them to to press the button, man. It just so go ahead, Devils. Ultimately it's gonna be a lose situation for them, man. Either way.
Huh.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty that's pretty much what what we have, man.
Still gonna go. That's it.
We can close off with the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18, man. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph shall be a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has spoken it, right? So from the beginning to the end, man, the Lord saw every wicked thing and every deed that you're gonna do, man, and it's all justified how you're gonna go out at the end, man. So so with that, man, we're gonna end off the lesson right there. Hope this lesson's been edifying, informative, and uplifting. To you sincere Akim and Akwath. And with that, we like to say, call Halayim Blah,
Oh, wow, yeah. Abanawa,
Abanawa, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Shai,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Rukakadash.
Rikakuda.
We'd like to say double honors and respect to our apostles and elders, the great millstone, who rule well and taught us his truth. We'd also like to say much love, peace, and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect and the 1/3. This is your brother Salah.
brother. Yo, what's up?
Brother Sarah.
And with that, we'd like to say shalom.